Hey, Rodney from SignalSheet here. Wanted to do a quick video to talk about the trade types and how it's powerful using SignalSheet, right? So this is my dashboard. Currently on my dashboard, I have what? One, two, three. I have five tickers. Actually, I have six tickers total on my dashboard. But of course, my SignalSheet is it's built on your dashboard to show your top five opportunities. So scored on my watch list currently are six tickers. Some I haven't scored yet, but I want to talk about the trade types in particular. SignalSheet uses a concept around three trade types. And if you're new to trading, I'll try to explain really quickly. If you're an experienced trader, some of this may sound repetitive to you, but I just want to make sure you understand how SignalSheet refers to them. For all my new people or for my beginners, a short-term trade is a trade where typically, not a day trade, right? A day trade is something you trade in that same day, sometimes within the same hour, sometimes within a few minutes. So not necessarily a day trade, but a short-term trade is something that you're usually entering and exiting within 7 days, right? You could think of that within a week, short-term trade, right? If you're trading options, for example, you may have one that expires by the end of the week. You may have an option that expires by the end of the next week, but your goal is to get in and get out of that option trade within a few days. That's a short-term trade. SignalSheet refers to that as a paycheck trade, right? Again, SignalSheet is based on the concept of trying to teach people to trade almost like you're running a business, right? And if you were running a business, or if you were an employee at a business, you would consider your short-term income as a paycheck, right? And so that's why we refer to those types of trades as paycheck trades within the system. A quarterly trade is a midterm trade, right? Many of us would think of that as a swing, right? If you're already a trader, you may know that term, a swing trade, or you can call it what you want, a slightly longer short-term trade. Not something that you would try to execute necessarily within a week, not something that you're looking to get in and get out of within a few days. This is one where you're willing to sit on a bit longer. Maybe you have a contract that expires at the end of the month or 2 months out. Your goal, your personal goal may be that your thesis, your idea is going to play out within a week, within 2 weeks. You're willing to give yourself a bit more time in that trade. We call that quarterly in SignalSheet. Again, thinking like a business. A quarterly would be something that maybe you have a quarterly goal at the end of 3 months. If you've built something, or if you sold a certain amount, or if you've operated at a certain level, maybe you get a bonus at the end of the quarter. If you're a salesperson, you may have quarterly bonuses that you receive based on how you work. Again, thinking like a business. SignalSheet refers to those medium term, those swing trades as quarterlies, right? If you're a trader, I don't have to explain this, right? But if you're new to trading, a leap is something that's longer term. This is where ownership really happens. This is where many mature traders who are more risk adverse spend most of their time. Even I spend most of my time trading leaps. A leap is something that's, I think the technical definition is something that you're willing to hold for the long period of time. It could be months. It could be even over a year, right? Again, if you're thinking like an options trader, most times if you're trading leaps, you're buying a contract that expires next year. You're buying a contract that maybe expires at the very last contract is available. Sometimes it's almost 2 years out. And you're willing to hold that contract for as long as it takes for your play to happen, right? If you have high conviction in an opportunity and you're willing to wait, a leap trade is something that at the best helps you control your emotions, and you can sit on that trade. It's almost like investing into your 401k. It's almost like buying shares of a company and sitting on it for 2, 3, 4, 5 years, right? A leap is another vehicle to help you grow your money over time. It's not short. It's not quick. Even though sometimes your goal may happen faster than others. If you're really good at spotting opportunities, um, you may get in and get out of that trade within a month or two, right? Depending on how, when you get in and what happens in the market. But ultimately, when you're buying a leap, you're buying time, you're buying, you know, uh, you're buying the chance to be able to control volatility a bit. And you believe in wherever this particular stock is going up, and you're going to benefit from it by holding it. for a little bit of time. So again, that's a leap. So in SignalSheet, we call leaps leaps because it is what it is, right? It's ownership. You may see some conversation in our ebook and things of that nature about, referring to those as how you build ownership, almost like in a business. You're working there for the long term, or you're getting equity in that business or something like that, and you're building it up over the long term. Even SignalSheet as a business for me is a long term thing that I plan on doing. Right? I'm not here to try to get rich quick or try to convince you all of some sort of magic bullet. I built this product to help me trade better, and now I'm talking about it on YouTube and on socials and other places because I want people who are here watching this video to kind of feel the same thing that I felt once I had this. It changed the way that I trade. My mind connects to this type of trading better, especially as a person who's worked in corporate for a while, or even just a person who thinks, you know, business wise by nature. This helps me control my emotions. This helps me trade better. So again, I just wanted to go through the trade types, make sure everybody understood how that works and why we have it in the sheet in that way. And, the last thing I'll say is, and I apologize, I should have said this maybe up front. SignalSheet is built where when you enter things on your watch list, right, depending on, you always start with either your forward PE or a PE ratio. And I can show you all in another video how that works, and your EPS growth number. You get a score. The score is just derived, again, via, a formula that we built into the system that gives you an opportunity score, right? The opportunity score then and sometimes based on some other logic, like around volatility and volume and things of that nature, gives you your eligible trade types, right? So you get your eligible trade types based on that. So for example, you see here where Microsoft is showing that it's a good opportunity, it's 8.3, but the only trade type eligible is a leap, right? Because what SignalSheet is trying to tell you is that right now, based on where Microsoft currently is, going short or going even medium may not be the best opportunity. And we give you a smart coach, update that says, the opportunity is forming, but use your AI copilot to explore entry ideas, right? And I'll talk in another video about the AI copilot, which we call Smart Coach, which is also available when you purchase SignalSheet. But then you have one like this on Netflix, right, where the scores are 9.1, or on AMD where the scores are 9.5. These are showing to be great setups at the moment. These are high conviction opportunities, right? And all of the trade types are eligible based on the current price of the stock and based on the current position of the stock against its recent 52-week high, against the current volatility levels in the market, and based on the formulas, that SignalSheet produces to help you trade calmer and with more conviction. I'm going to stop here because I don't want to make this video too long. I just really wanted to talk about the trade types in case anybody had any questions. Please feel free to drop any comments, any questions, any thoughts in the chat. Please feel free to reach out to me on social. I want to make sure people understand SignalSheet and the power of it and how it's changed my life and the way that I trade and how I think it can help you. As always, I appreciate you all watching this video, and I'll see you again in another video. Thank you.